And here is Captain Len Miller.
Thank you, Lieutenant Donald Briggs, and hello, everybody. First off, in the music department, an old favorite we thought you might like, In the Mood.
The unmistakable sound of one of America's greatest musicians. Len Miller brought his skills and music to the Army Air Force Band in 1942. The same year, the 361st Army Air Force Band formed on Patterson Field, playing everything from award ceremonies, war bond drives, and even gigs on the radio. Almost 75 years later, the band, now called the Band of Flight, continues to reach out with the sounds of then and now.
The Band of Flight is a 15-member group of musicians. We're all professional airmen.
We have a rock band, we have a brass quintet, we do ceremonial support, community relations around the state of Ohio.
In my professional experience, I've noticed those bands tend to work a lot, the ceremonial groups and the popular music groups. So I definitely think us being a small 15-member band, we can still accomplish the mission.
Music appeals to people in different ways, whether it's to honor veterans, inspire those currently serving, to recruit the future of the Air Force, or to communicate Air Force missions and goals.
More homegrown American music.
I have a much deeper appreciation for the band now that I'm in this position than I used to. I used to question the value of a band because I just didn't see it from a broader perspective. But now that I sit in this particular position here as the wing commander, the band touches so many people to tell our Air Force story, much more so than you or I could do individually. And that's the power they have in representing our United States Air Force.
The Air Force bands have a unique capability. We can bring people together and we can tear down the walls and the barriers. Other cultures who might not understand our mission and what we're trying to do.
In order to have a successful, functioning military and the greatest Air Force in the world, you need to have support. And that support needs to be both from within and from without. And bands are a fantastic tool for garnering support for the United States Air Force. When I was with the band in Germany, the USAFE band, United States Air Forces in Europe, they sent us into Bosnia. At that time, Bosnia was a place that was not friendly to the United States at all. And they put us in a town square where there were thousands of people walking through. We set up in the middle of the square, and we were wearing the uniform, and we were certainly stared at, and it was an unusual sight for someone in the middle of Bosnia at that time. And at the beginning of the show, we had some weird looks, and by the end of the show, we had hundreds of people on their feet, standing and clapping their hands, and cheering for the United States Air Force. After that experience, we heard back from diplomats, the United States diplomats who were working in Bosnia, and they said that they had never had a more receptive crowd in that country. They thanked the band for what we did to open doors and help pave the way for successful diplomacy between our two countries.
We've been able to go and perform music and again put that friendly face behind the uniform and earn a little bit more support, a little more trust. You know, I think everyone loves music, and so what a great way to go out and to break down the walls, break down the barriers, cultural differences, than with just a free concert. People show up and they smile, they have a good time, and they see that, hey, we're human too. We love music just like they do, and we're people, not just a uniform.
Blessings. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for your support.
Music is universal. There are things that you can say with music and bridges that you can build with music that you can't build just by sitting in a room and trying to talk to somebody. Spend Christmas Day with our deployed band and see what an impact they make to the deployed airmen who don't even realize it's Christmas Day until the band gets there and plays Christmas carols. Or go to a veteran's home with us and watch a World War II veteran's face completely light up. Go from unresponsive to won't stop talking about his time in the war. They might understand a little bit better the power of music and what we do, but I think it's a very powerful tool for the Air Force and for the military in general.